Welcome back to the channel, My Latin Life, where we explore the world of global citizenship, particularly in Latin America. Today, we're diving into an exciting opportunity, particularly for Spanish citizens and Latinos, basically citizens of any Latin American country, which is obtaining El Salvador citizenship in just 1 year. This is a really unique opportunity, one of the few countries in the world where you can go from resident to citizen in just 1 year, okay? So El Salvador has special provisions for citizens of Latin American countries and Spain, allowing them to apply for citizenship after just 1 year of residency. And residency in El Salvador is really easy to get, by the way. There's multiple paths to do it. In My Latin Life, we help people get residency in El Salvador, but it's a pretty easy residency to get, honestly. And this expedited pathway is a unique opportunity compared to the standard 5 years required for other foreigners. But what makes this citizenship so appealing? Well, becoming a Salvadoran citizen grants you a pretty powerful passport, like it's better than you think, the Salvadoran passport. You'll have visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 130 countries. You'll have Schengen area access. Additionally, El Salvador permits dual citizenship, so you will not have to renounce your current nationality, which is a significant advantage for those wanting to expand their global mobility. El Salvador is also part of the CA4 community, the Central America 4, which means that you will have residency rights and mobility rights in the CA4 countries, which are Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala. So by getting a El Salvadoran passport, you also get access to those other 3 countries, okay? So pretty interesting option, citizenship in 1 year. I think it's basically a no-brainer for anyone from Latin America. I don't care if you're from Mexico or Argentina or Ecuador or whatever. I think it's an absolute no-brainer. I think every Latino should be moving to El Salvador and taking advantage of this. So let's talk about the process and how to actually make this a reality. The process begins by obtaining a temporary residence visa, which you can apply for at a Salvadoran consulate or directly in El Salvador. Typically, our clients are doing this directly in El Salvador on the ground. You'll need to provide key documents such as a valid passport, proof of income or financial stability, a clean background check, criminal record check, and sometimes a health certificate. And some of the documents depend on which path to residency you take. A lot of our clients are taking the option of spinning up a business. So you'll spin up like an El Salvadoran corporate entity. And then once your visa is approved, you must reside in El Salvador for at least 1 year. It's important to note that El Salvador has specific physical presence requirements. You need to spend the majority of the year in country. During that 1 year, you can only be outside 4 months non-continuously, or 3 months continuously, meaning you really need to spend more than 9 months of that year in El Salvador in order to make this a reality and qualify for naturalization. Frequent or prolonged absences could jeopardize your application, so planning your time in country is essential. But honestly, 9 months in country and you get a passport is pretty much the deal of the century. As long as you can swing it, I think it's a no-brainer. Shouldn't be too much of a sacrifice. After fulfilling the 1 year residency requirement, you can apply for naturalization. This involves submitting an application to the Ministry of Interior, along with your residency documentation, proof of Spanish language proficiency, and passing a citizenship test. The test covers basic knowledge of El Salvador's history, culture, and government, ensuring that you have a foundational understanding of your new home. You'll also need to swear an oath of allegiance to El Salvador during the final stage of the process. Keep in mind that the entire process, while straightforward, requires careful attention to detail, especially when gathering and translating documents, as they must be apostilled and officially translated into Spanish if they're from other countries. Now, I know a lot of people might be asking, what if I was, say, born in the United States or Canada, or basically born outside of Latin America and Spain, but I have a Latin American passport from my parents. For example, you were born in the US to Mexican parents, you have that Mexican citizenship by birth. Are people in situations like that still eligible to do this one-year path to citizenship? Based on all the research we've done, it seems to be that natural-born Latin American citizens should have no problem with this path, even if you were born outside of Latin America, meaning if you got citizenship by descent in any of these countries, for example, Spanish citizenship by descent, you should be good to do this one-year path to citizenship. Now, the more interesting case is, what if you naturalize as a Latin American citizen? Maybe you got Argentine citizenship because you had a child there. Maybe you got Mexican citizenship by living there for 2 years. Maybe you got citizenship in, Panama via marriage, right? So what about these naturalization type situations? Are naturalized citizens still eligible for the one-year path to citizenship? Now, we've gone and looked at the primary documents, in the El Salvador Constitution and the different primary documents that El Salvador has put out, and they don't really specify this. It kind of seems like, yes, you should get away with 1 year, applying after 1 year of residency, but anecdotally, we just haven't seen too many cases yet, because El Salvador has really only been a livable country for like 2-3 years. And so there's just not a lot of people who have done the 1 year of residency yet and done this so far in terms of naturalized citizens. So if you guys have any anecdotes, leave a comment below on YouTube. Would love to hear any experiences from naturalized citizens that have gone on to get El Salvador citizenship. I think those anecdotes are few and far between. But hopefully there are more of those in the future. So it seems like it should work in El Salvador in particular, but it's a little bit of a gamble. Okay. So let's also mention, we'll move on a bit. Let's mention some benefits of Salvadoran citizenship that extend beyond travel freedom. As a citizen, you'll have access to the country's growing economy, which has been revitalized under recent leadership. El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender has also positioned it as a hub for crypto enthusiasts, Bitcoiners, and really offers unique financial opportunities. El Salvador is trying to become the financial hub of Central America and Latin America, and I can really see it almost overtaking Panama and Costa Rica in due time, as long as they keep making the right moves. Things seem to be going really, really well. The opportunities are certainly there. Other benefits include the ability to vote in elections, to get a Salvadoran passport, to own property without restrictions, and to enjoy the full rights and protections of Salvadoran law. For families, this citizenship can be passed down to children, ensuring a legacy of dual nationality, which is huge, by the way. If you're considering this path, remember that living in El Salvador for a year offers more than just a means to citizenship. You'll experience a welcoming community, affordable living costs. Maybe you'll learn to surf. You'll have the chance to explore the country's unique blend of indigenous and Spanish cultures. However, it's wise to consult with local experts or immigration attorneys to ensure a smooth process, as bureaucratic procedures can sometimes be complex. Again, at MyLatinLife, we've helped dozens of people get Salvador residency, and we can help you get it as well. Best place to start is to book a call with us. There's going to be a link in the description where you can book a call, become our client, and we can put you on a path to residency in El Salvador and eventually citizenship in El Salvador. So if you're looking for a way to expand your global options, enjoy the perks of dual citizenship, and immerse yourself in a dynamic culture, El Salvador's one-year citizenship route for Latinos and Spanish citizens could be the perfect fit. This is a really unique opportunity. It's one of the only countries in the world that has one-year paths to citizenship for preferred nationalities. And again, I think it's an absolute no-brainer for those preferred nationalities to do this. You know, you're going to a country that's pretty cool. It's popping. It's getting popular. There's tons of opportunity. It's very safe, of course. You know, there's worse places to spend a year or two and get a second passport. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more updates on citizenship around the world. See you in the next video where we'll explore another country's unique immigration policies and how to get residencies, passports, lower your taxes, and all that good stuff. Hasta luego.